Have you ever felt abandoned, lost, and wondered why life seemed to be so unfair? This is the story of a man who experienced all of that and more, only to discover that sometimes our greatest challenges can lead to our most profound blessings. Once, there was a man who found himself shipwrecked, stranded on a desolate island. With no one in sight, he was completely alone. Every day, he prayed fervently, asking God to send someone to rescue him. But day after day, to his deep disappointment, no one ever came. Months passed, and the man learned to survive on the island. He became resourceful, gathering what he could from the island and storing his possessions in a hut he constructed with his own hands. Though he continued to pray, he began to accept his fate, relying on his wits and strength to keep going. One day, after returning from a long hunt for food, he was met with a horrifying sight. His hut, his only shelter, was engulfed in flames. All his possessions, everything he had worked so hard to gather, were being consumed by the fire. In that moment of despair, he fell to his knees, overwhelmed with grief. "God," he cried out, "how could you let this happen to me? I've been praying every day for months, asking to be rescued, and no one came. And now, everything I had is gone, just like that. How could you do this to me?" The man, in his fury and sorrow, threw his fists into the air, cursing God for what he saw as a cruel twist of fate. Tears streamed down his face as he wept bitterly, feeling utterly defeated. The fire had not only taken his belongings, but it also seemed to extinguish the last bit of hope he had held on to. But then, something unexpected happened. Through his tears, as he looked up, he noticed a ship on the horizon, steadily making its way toward the island. The man could hardly believe his eyes. He stood up, waving his arms frantically, trying to signal the ship. The ship approached the shore, and as the man was rescued and brought aboard, he asked the captain, "How did you find me?" The captain smiled and replied, "We were voyaging across the ocean when we noticed a column of smoke rising on the horizon. We decided to investigate, and that's when we found you." The man was stunned. What he had seen as the ultimate disaster, his hut burning down, had actually been the very signal that led to his rescue. What seemed like the end of the world turned out to be his salvation. In life, we are all going to face challenges, problems, and disasters. It's easy to feel like everything is going wrong and that we've been abandoned. But sometimes, what the devil means for harm, God can turn into good. What appears to be a catastrophe can, in fact, be a blessing in disguise. So, when you find yourself in the midst of despair, remember this story. Trust that even in the darkest of times, there may be a light on the horizon, and what seems like the end might just be the beginning of something better. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.